Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to make 3 cards using the Spellbinders Stitching Die of the Month and the Stamp and Coordinating Die of the Month. This is my packet of Spellbinders Monthly Club products. This is a combination of things they sent me and things that I purchased. And I'm going to show you the stitching die and the stamp and die of the month for January 2024. There's still a few more days left for you to purchase the products. You have until the 27th if you're a new member to sign up for one of these clubs. And right now I'm showing you the wax seal, which comes with a handle, a wax seal stamp, and a bag of wax beads. I'm showing you the glimmer of the month, which is this beautiful floral, and this is the card front floral glimmer plate, and it has 2 sentiments, thanks and for you, and it comes with a full roll of copper glimmer hot foil. There's also a stencil of the month that accompanies or goes with this. You can purchase that club, and that stencil is called Lively Floral. I don't have it yet when I filmed this, so I wasn't able to show it. The stamp and die of the month is called Just Because, and it features this wonderful bee and honey pot, 2 bees, some florals, and some beautiful sentiments. And the die set is for those of you who are part of the stamp and die of the month. Then we have the Better Press of the month. I already did a separate video on this. This one is called Poppy Greetings. It comes with the large poppy image and 2 sentiments. Thank you and best wishes. Spellbinders has a variety of clubs that you can sign up for, but the window for them is the 6th through the 27th. Once you sign up, you will continue to receive that club every month unless you cancel. And I'm just showing you now all of the stitching dies that came with the stitching die of the month called Bee Stitched. It comes with the bee's body, wings, some decorative elements for the body, and it comes with some beautiful floral dies. And this is a great set. I'm really excited to be sharing it with you today. These are the little add-ons that you add onto the little body for stitching. And you have 2 big wings that are sort of heart-shaped. You have an antenna. Then you have this bottom wing. You'll have to cut 2 of those each time you make a bee. And then there are these floral accents and little buds for on the floral accents or the foliage accents. These are all of the dies that come with the stitching die of the month. If you like bees or any kind of bee themed decoration, this is definitely something that you want to order. Maybe you have a gardener in your family that you want to make a Mother's Day card for. There's just a lot of uses for this stitching die besides the stitching. So I'm going to run this through on my full-size platinum. I also have a platinum 6, but the advantage of the full-size platinum is I'm going to run all of this through all in one pass. And I think I'm using a full sheet of paper here. All right, so once you run it through, all you have to do is use your tool-in-one to help loosen up those dies that are in that paper, and then you'll have all of your components for your bee. Again, you have to run one part of the wing through twice. I just cut everything out on white cardstock just to give me an idea of what's all in this set and how many pieces there are and how they all go together. And then I wanted to let you know that this set is also nice even if you don't use it for stitching. So the cards that I make today, I'm making actually 4 cards. There is one that doesn't even use the stitching. I mean, I use the die, but I don't do any stitching. So that's always an option. I just want to encourage you to think outside the box. Another thing I wanted to mention is down in the description box, I will have my affiliate links. So if you are interested in any of these products that I'm using and you click, that really helps my channel to continue to go through YouTube, and it helps me sustain my channel. So I appreciate anybody who uses my affiliate links. Thank you very much. Again, no cost to you. It just shows Spellbinders that you ordered it using my link. The other thing that I didn't show earlier in this video was the 3D embossing folder of the month. I actually do end up using the 3D embossing folder of the month here in my video, and I'll show you that later. Okay, so here we go. I have some thread that I got from Spellbinders. It's called DMC Diamant Grande Metallic Thread Bundle. It comes with silver and gold, and I'm using the silver here. I'm using a regular sewing needle. I do have an embroidery needle, but it's a little bit too thick for this project, for the size of the holes. So you can use just a regular sewing needle if you have one that has a big enough eye for the thread to go through. And I'm just using the thread as is right off the spool. I didn't separate it, make it thinner, etc. This is my first time using a stitching die, and I wasn't sure how I would be able to do, whether I'd be able to do it the correct way. But in the end, it's pretty simple. You just follow the pattern. That is, this one is sort of a circle, and it's like a spoke in a wheel. You just keep going around and around, putting the thread through the main hole and then looping it through the outer holes. That's how easy it is. All right, so give it a try. This set is a really great set to start you off. It's simple to use. I'm just going to go ahead and close my thread in the back here. By the way, in real life, I don't do any sewing at all. I did learn how to sew a long time ago when I was in 4-H, but I wasn't very good at it. So yeah, that's not my talent. Definitely not my talent. If I ever need any kind of seamstress work done, I always ask my sister or my mom to help. They both actually know how to operate a sewing machine, which I do not know how to. So you don't need to have any skills, folks. If I can do this, then you can do this. All right. So what you saw me doing was using a gold metallic cardstock, and I used that to cut out the accents on the bee's body. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some ways that you can lay this out. You can put that decorative accent on the bottom of the bee's body, and then one on the middle, or you could put it on the top, cut another one out. There's like so many options, you know. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go ahead and stitch the main body of this bee. Again, I'm still using the DMC Diamante Grande metallic thread from Spellbinders. Still using the silver. I could have used gold, but I'm using the silver. I did use a black cardstock for the bee's body. You could use any color that you like. And once I get this lined up, which I'm having trouble lining that up, it's my user error, it goes pretty smooth. Again, this one is the same type of pattern as I did on those accent pieces. So it's like a spoke in a wheel. And I just kind of run that thread through the hub. Maybe if I would have made the thread thinner, it would have been easier to pass through, but I don't know. I thought that, hey, if this thread can go through the needle the way it is, then let's just do that. And I got a little tangled, so I'm trying to straighten up my mistake here. Hey, it happens, right? Any of you who like to sew, you would probably find this extremely, enjoyable to make a stitching die card. Yep, it's really pretty in the end. But for the sake of time, I'm going to speed this up so that we can get through the video and not make it too long. Although, since I have 3 cards, it might take a little while. And this is not my actual speed of sewing. This is like 4 times faster than I normally would sew. I had a band-aid on my thumb because I had a hangnail, and that actually helped me thread this. I was able to get some friction and get a better hold on the thread when I was passing it through the holes. Sort of like the the little metal thumb cap that you put on your thumb when you're sewing. I can't remember what it's called. Again, sewing is not my forte, so I don't know the correct terms that you use, but I guess what I'm saying is my band-aid kind of acted like that. That little thumb thing that you put on your thumb. It's like a little bell shape, and it gives you better gripping ability when you're sewing. Takes me a couple tries, but I finally get it through. I use my washi tape to hold my needle in place, and if you have a pin cushion, it would be very similar. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over. You can see that I stitched my little bee over here. It's on the left, and I actually cut the wings out on the left in vellum, and I stitched them with gold DMC Diamante thread. But I also cut the bee out using cardstock, just some yellow cardstock from Spellbinders, some black cardstock, showing you that this set looks fantastic even if you don't use it for stitching. And I'm going to show you a couple ideas that I had. So I thought, well, maybe I could just use my gel pens and draw the stitching lines on the bee that I'm creating here. So I grabbed gold, black, and white, and I actually ended up just using the gold and the black. And what I'm doing is using that black pen on the yellow cardstock and tracing the lines, because when you cut this out with your die cut machine, you'll see the lines. They're embossed, so you can see the pattern. And so I'm just using, this is actually a felt tip marker that I grabbed from my stash, and I'm going around this little, what I call the spoke and the wheel, and I'm just connecting the lines as I would if it was a stitch. It actually kind of looks like a stitch when I'm done. You wouldn't know in a photo whether it was actually thread or a stitch. So that looks pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the body, this little accent piece. It's quick and easy, and it looks really cool. I like it. Now I'm coming in with my gold gel pen, and I'm drawing the lines on the die cut that I did with black cardstock, the body of the bee. Very, very easy technique. Just follow the lines that are etched in your die cut shape. Doesn't that look nice? I think that gel pen really does a good job. Now for the wings, there are lines that you can follow. So I'm just going to do my best to follow the lines. It's kind of hard to see on vellum. So I brought a piece of Post-it paper so that I could have something to back it on, hopefully to give me a better line of sight. But then I end up just holding it up to the light a little bit to get me started. Eventually, I put a piece of paper behind the wing. That helped me to see the lines on my vellum, and I'm just using my gel pen to connect the dots. It reminds me a lot of Connect the Dots. Very easy way to stretch your stitching dies, using them in a different way, and still looks really cool in the end. You'll see what I do with this and how I create the card with this in a second here. I'll show you. But yeah, that looks really nice on that vellum. So I finished that wing, and then I moved on to the smaller wing. And this is just an easy way. Just die cut your shapes, and even if it's on white paper, you don't have to use vellum. You'd have some nice wings there. Look good. And this is what it looks like when you lay it beside the body of the bee. And then I have some holographic paper here. It's kind of a yellowish green, and I thought I'll cut that down to I think I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe it was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to glue this down to my card base. This is going to be my background for the bee that I just completed. And this is the 3D embossing folder of the month. There's also a 2D embossing folder of the month, which is also a nice embossing folder as well, same size. But I thought that holographic paper really looks nice. And now I need to assemble my bee. All right, I just used some glue and adhered the wings to the back of the bee. Then I used some Spellbinders foam squares. These are the small squares. Placing those on the body of the bee. And then using my tweezers to put that on the front of the card. And then I used a sentiment from the Stamp and Die of the month. I also put that on foam squares. It says Happy Birthday. The card to my left has the just die cut bee. And then of course my stitching die bee. Turned out really nice. So these 3 cards were what I created. I ended up using a sentiment for the card with the stitching die. I pulled a sentiment that I created with my Better Press. I also have this card that I created using the Stamp and Die of the month, which this pierced mini labels set is how I created the little labels for this card. That's a nice little set to have handy when you're doing sentiments. But I think these turned out really nice. I'm really pleased. That bee is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Get it? So let me just show you some still photos. Here's that finished stitch die with a happy birthday at the bottom. That's a Better Press sentiment. And now we have our bee that was just cut out of the paper that I had in my stash, and using the 3D embossing folder on the back. And then finally the one that I used cut vellum for the wings, and the holographic paper for the 3D embossing folder, and the gel pens. And then this one is that one that I created using the Stamp and Die of the month. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.